A good question to ask people is, well, why did Jesus come? Why did God come to earth as a man? It's a good question. It made me think of that song. I looked it up a while ago. We used to sing that song, that why did my Savior come to earth? And I thought, that's a really...
Because he loved me so.
Humble. 1892 when this was written. Why did he drink the bitter cup of sorrow, pain, and woe, while on the cross be lifted up? Because he loved me so. And now he bids me look and live. When you say that about the eyes,
Yeah.
I mean... And then it says, his grace and power to know. There's the word know is used in 1 John. I'm going to wait till next podcast to share how many times that's used. Then it says, a home and glory he will give because he loved me so. Till Jesus comes, I'll sing his praise. And then to glory go and reign with him through endless days. It kind of goes along with what we're talking about.
Right.
But what I do think, and this was another question that we talked about when the atheist responded, that he was telling me about, because her view of God was a mean and judging it only. That's it. But it made me think, why did he come to earth? And you remember when he saw Zacchaeus, I mean, here's a guy, tax collector, and he said that. He wanted to go to his house. I mean, the creator of the universe coming down, little short guy who collects money up in a tree, and he's like, I want to go to your house today. And then he makes that statement, for the Son of Man didn't come to be served, but to serve and give his life as a ransom for many. But it made me think of John.
And the idea he was struggling, he wanted to see him. And I love the way Luke puts it in his gospel, because he tells the story in Luke 19 of Zacchaeus right after the story of the rich young ruler, who was a guy who was looking Jesus square in the eye and missed him. And here was this little guy that climbed up a tree.
Exactly. I want to say this before Jase continues, that if that offends you, because that offends people, what you just said offends people, and they say, well, how dare you diminish Christ in that way? But the problem you got to remember is Jase didn't say that. He just repeated what Jesus said. That's what he said.
Well, that was my point, because look, a lot of our churches who we love, they tend to focus on that to a point where, here's a person hearing the bad news of Christ, which there is some bad news if you go your own way. I mean, it truly is.
There's a picture of the world all through this book of 1 John that's bad.
But my point is, the first thing out of his mouth in Mark's account was, I got good news for you. And I wanted to read this in John 10 because I think it goes with John saying, this we proclaim to you, the word of life. Just think about how this is going. Think about it from an atheistic view. When Jesus says, he starts off talking about, I am the shepherd, my sheep know me, and, in John 10.
Yeah, thief comes to kill and destroy.
Well, right. When he gets to that point, he's like, the thief comes only to steal, kill, and destroy. But the question was, why did Jesus come? So I read you the Zacchaeus moment. I came to give my life as a ransom for many. But watch what he says. I have come that they, what? I have come, fill in the blank, whatever you would put there in your religious connotation. It's not doom and gloom.
Right.
He says, I have come that they may have life and have it to the full.
Abundant.
Why is he saying that? Because when you really step back and look at what Jesus did, if he came only to condemn, which John 3:17 says the exact opposite. For God to love the world. And he's like, he didn't come
to condemn the world, he came to save the world.
That's what it says.
Yeah.
We realize there are consequences for that. But when you just look at what he said, he's like, I've come that they may have life. Because when you step back and think, if he just came to condemn, and to destroy. Well, he had a fine way of proving it. He went around, he helped the lonely, he helped the sick, he healed the sick, he drove out oppressing demons, he took on corrupt leaders. Everything he did doesn't go with that narrative.
Yeah.
It looks like he came to bring life and life to the full. So I think you gotta, there's a balance there of understanding the consequences of a life without Christ and realizing why he came. He is in pursuit, just like Zacchaeus. That's why I brought that up. You realize that he came seeking and saving, rescuing the lost who are considered sheep. You read the last verse of 1 Peter chapter 2, and it says, we all like sheep have gone astray, but we have returned to the true shepherd.
So if we're looking for a consistent message out there, churches, it probably should be more of that one than the condemnation side.